car, I've got my gummy sharks next to me, and I'm ready to go. Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Young Adult Problems. Guys, you need to go to Target right now to buy these gummy sharks. Like, why are they so delectable? There's not a day that I leave the house without my gummy sharks. I actually take them everywhere I go. But for today's episode, I want to talk about appreciating the little everyday things in life. I feel like a lot of my life has been consumed recently by feeling down, and it's so easy to just get caught up in feelings of negativity and anxiety, because sometimes it just feels like everything is snowballing and things are going wrong left and right, and it's very easy to point out all of the negative, all of the bad in your life, as opposed to appreciating sort of the everyday things that you do have that are good. We get so used to everything that we have around us, and it's easy to just take that for granted and to focus on the negative things and to dwell on them, than to sort of take a step back and realize, like, hey, like I really don't have it that bad. Maybe something is causing me to feel a lot of pressure, or maybe this person is making me feel really bad right now, or maybe I have to make a really difficult life decision or whatever. But amidst all of that, there are oftentimes a lot of things to be grateful for. And honestly, sometimes, or most of the time even, I find that there are more things to be grateful for than not. You know, they might be small, they might not be super apparent, but if you just take a step back and look at life and appreciate all of the little things, all of the big things, everything that you do have, it's really nice, and it's just so easy to take those things for granted. So today I kind of want to just dive into the little things that I appreciate in life that are often overlooked because my head's so caught up in some other overwhelming thought. So I made a little list of just things in life that I really appreciate. I was inspired to do this because a few other podcasts that I listen to have done it as well. Also, when I initially started this podcast, this was one of the first topics that I wanted to do. I had written down a list of topics, and this is one of them, so I'm glad I'm finally getting to that today. So let's get into the everyday things that I appreciate. Number one, I really appreciate when I'm talking to people and they bring up this really small, particular, minuscule detail that I may have mentioned in the past about myself, and they remember it. And I just appreciate that so much, because I feel like a lot of things that a lot of people say can... Oh my gosh, I saw my reflection in the window and I thought it was a person lurking over my shoulder. Anyways, it's very easy to just overlook a lot of details about people. I feel like a lot of times, just because I am more quiet in nature, a lot of my thoughts are overlooked because I'm a softie, you know what I mean? Like, the people who are louder in the room are always going to get recognized. And so I think this in particular is just something I appreciate so much, because it shows that people are listening and they really care, and it kind of points out who the real ones are, as opposed to people who just brush over every single detail about you and just want to talk about themselves. Because I've experienced that a lot, where certain people, all they care about is talking about themselves. But yes, there's a special place in my heart for all of my really good friends who have made me not feel like, the things I'm saying are not important, and they remember certain things. It just means a lot. So that is something that I really appreciate. And it doesn't have to be something super important. Like, for example, I remember I was just on FaceTime with my friend, and she was eating snacks, and as she was closing her snack, she was using like one of those heat sealers. You know what I'm talking about? It's like a mini heat sealer, and you clamp it onto your snack and sort of drag it along the opening, and it'll use the heat to seal the bag or whatever. So I briefly mentioned, like, oh hey, that's cute, like you seal your snacks with a heat sealer. And then the next time I see her, she shows up with a heat sealer and is like, hey girl, I got you this because I remember you said that you liked the heat sealer. And that was a very minuscule part of our probably 2-hour long FaceTime. So shout out to my friend Maxine. Number two, one of the little things that make me really happy in life is seeing dog posts on Instagram or seeing dogs in real life. There's a very particular dog that I just love, and it's, well, not one particular dog, but any poodle mix. So Maltipoo, Cockapoo, but especially golden doodles, like they're so cute. They're like teddy bears. And every time I see pictures of them on Instagram, or even better, when I see them walking on the streets and I, pass by one of the fluffy dogs, it just warms my heart. Like they are so freaking cute, and it just makes me super happy. The third thing that I have on my list is a laugh till I cry moment. I love those moments in life where you just laugh so hard that you can't breathe and you start to cry. I will say though, I cry very, very easily when I start laughing. It doesn't take me a lot to get to the point where I'm like crying and wheezing. I don't know why everything is just so funny to me, but I love having those moments where I'm having a good time with friends or family, and I literally can't breathe because everything is so funny, and I lose all control. I have no feeling in my legs. Like, those are the best moments. I remember a year ago, I was coming back from a trip to LA, and on the way, we had stopped at a sushi place to eat, and after we were done eating sushi, I don't know if it was because we were just delirious from the long drive back, but basically the waiter came to our table and gave us the check, and right after she left, me and my friend just started laughing and we could not breathe, and it was like the type of laughter where we couldn't be loud because we were in a restaurant. So I was just wheezing and crying and trying to act subtle, and I have no clue what we were laughing about. I don't even think we were laughing about the same thing, but it was just one of those memorable moments where it was so funny because we were in public and we had to control our laughter, and it was just like, I don't know, good times. I love those moments. Next on my list is going for boba runs. Now, I love me a good boba run. Something about getting a boba drink is so rewarding, and I've always felt this way about it ever since I was in elementary school. On the way home, my parents would be driving home and it would be a Friday and we'd pass by Quickly's, and my parents would be like, hey, do you want to grab a drink? And in middle school, there was a boba place that was pretty close to campus. So it was sort of exciting because we were in middle school and it was like we were claiming our independence by walking 2 blocks down to get boba without our parents having to follow us. You know what I mean? And my favorite drink there was the mango freeze. To this day, I still get it sometimes. And then in high school, it really becomes, hey, you want to grab boba after school? Hey, you want to grab boba on the weekends? Maybe we can sit here and do our homework and just drink boba. So I've always loved me a good boba run. Now, I'm 23, I'm adulting, but I will say I am not you want to grab a drink kind of girly. I'm you want to go grab boba type of girly. Like, that will always be just something that I enjoy doing. It's two things. It's one, it's a social thing. Every time I get boba with my friends, we have a good conversation. We have a laugh. We're drinking it in the car. It's just fun. Also, I limit myself to only getting it on the weekends these days because all the drinks that I want are caffeinated, and I just can't operate on caffeine during the weekdays because it drives me insane. Like, my anxiety, I cannot sleep. I don't know why I'm so sensitive to it, but on the weekends, it's like a reward because I don't need to sleep. I don't have to work the next day. Boba runs will always make me happy, and especially every time I order the jasmine milk tea. That's just such a nostalgic flavor. So anytime I can go grab a boba drink with my friends, I will take that opportunity. And most of the time, I won't even finish the drink. It's for the experience, if I'm going to be honest. It just, good vibes every time I get boba. Next on my list of the little things that I appreciate is unlocking a memory. Now, I feel like my memory, I don't know if it's just me or what the cause is. Is it because I'm on TikTok too much? Is it because my phone is emitting radiation and messing with my brain cells? I don't know. But my memory has just been really bad lately, I feel like, compared to when I was younger. I feel sluggish. I feel like I've aged 60 million years. You see, before, I used to be able to recall so many details about everyone and everything that I had experienced. Now that I'm older, I still very much pay attention to a lot of little details, but the ability for my brain to remember all of these little details and all of these things that I'm experiencing, not so great these days. So I think it's really fun when I'm talking to friends or family and they bring up something and it's like it completely unlocks a memory and it's like, whoa, that actually happened. I don't remember, but now that you're kind of saying this, it's coming back to me. And then it becomes vivid. It's like, how could I have stored this into the backlog of my brain where I don't access any of these memories? So I love those moments. And a lot of those moments happen just when I'm vibing with my friends doing absolutely nothing. Like a few weeks ago, I was with my two friends. We were just sitting in the car by the beach. It was 9 p.m. and we were talking about life. And my friend had brought up something from high school. It was like, oh, remember your promposal? The guy, he put this necklace on you. And I don't know why, but my brain didn't remember any of that. So my friend was just telling me like what happened. And I was like, no way this happened. Yeah, but it was just fun. We were just talking about old memories as if they didn't happen like 6 years ago. But it's always fun unlocking a new memory and honestly just vibing with friends that you grew up with and reminiscing on the old times with them. I really love those moments. Next thing that I have on my list is a sunny day and an open window. I could be having a horrible day, but if it's sunny outside and the window's open and I can smell the sun, if you know what I mean. I can smell that it's warm outside. I can hear the birds chirping. I can hear the occasional car passing by. It just screams to me happy, positive summer. It can't be overbearingly hot. It has to be like a good 70 degrees, the sun's out, slight breeze, that sort of deal. Anytime I see the sun, it makes me really happy. And not only happy, but for some reason, I start to feel very hopeful. I'm like, this is how I'm going to get my life together. I'm going to do A, B, and C. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to enjoy it. It just gets me to enter this hopeful, sort of positive, almost delusional mindset of, just like life is good. Life is going to be good. I have complete control. And, it's nice having those moments where I don't have to feel these heavy thoughts all the time. So I love a good open window, sunny day moment where we're just, I could be inside, but as long as the window's open, like the feeling of summer sort of infiltrates the area. I will say though, and this is a tangent, but every time the window is open and I'm eating food, in particular, eggs, I don't know what it is about the outside and eggs, but every time I eat eggs and I'm exposed to the outside air, they taste absolutely disgusting. Does anybody else experience that, or do I just have really weird taste buds? Like I can literally taste the outdoors, and I love eggs. I love scrambled eggs. I love sunny side up eggs. I love over easy. I love it on my rice. I eat eggs with everything, but I cannot eat any egg when the window is open. Just putting that out there in case anybody experiences that too. I don't know what it is, but it just makes I think especially the yolk, like it tastes like the outdoors to me, and I cannot handle it. You know how people smell like the outdoors after spending a long day outside and then they come home and then you can just smell, the outdoors on them? That's how I feel about eating an egg when the window is open. I can taste that smell, if you know what I mean. Anyways, that was a tangent. But yes, love when the sun is out and the window's open, the breeze is there. Number 7 on my list is I really appreciate a good hair day. Now, that's really just up to chance. Sometimes my hair just dries in a really weird way where it's like kind of flat. I'm not really vibing with it. Sometimes I go to sleep And then I wake up the next morning, and why does my hair look like Candace from Phineas and Ferb? Why does my hair have a giant angular bump in the back? But some days, I really love the way my hair dries. And you see, I have really long hair, which also requires some sort of styling so it doesn't look like it's just draping over my face. So when I have a good hair day, either it dries really nicely or I really like how it waves a certain day, or I really like how my part is sitting, or whatever. I just really like having a good hair day because it makes me feel a little bit more confident, just a little bit better about existing in the world and going out in public. Long hair, sometimes hard for me to deal with, so I love having a good moment where it just looks put together. I also really appreciate finding a good parking spot. Finding a good parking spot absolutely makes my day. Number one, because I am a semi-new driver. Well, not really. I got my license probably 5 years ago, but then I stopped driving for 5 years. So now that I'm back at driving, like, all is well, except for the fact that I am not a great parker. Like, especially when it comes to parallel parking, I get very nervous. And I eventually, after multiple tries, will get into the spot, but it's like, I kind of get embarrassed because I'm like, back and forth. I just need to get into the spot and leave. I don't want to be in anybody's way. I don't want to be doing all of that. Like, I just want to park and go. I have parking anxiety still, which is why I so deeply appreciate when there is an easy spot to park in and it's close to your destination. I have been blessed enough to have found some very easy parallel parking spots in the past few weeks. So just the way I feel so much relief when I am approaching my destination and I see that a parking spot is right there calling my name, I will take it, no hesitation. I love a good parking spot. It makes life easier, and I don't have to explain to my friends like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I am gonna take like 5 minutes parking here, but it's all good, like, I'll figure out eventually how to do it. No, I don't have to do any of that. I literally can just drive into the parking spot and life is good. So that is also something that I really appreciate. I have many more entries on this list, so I'm going to stop it here at the halfway point. But yeah, those are some of the particular things that I appreciate in life and that really make me happy and that I should pay more attention to and not take for granted, because life isn't all negative. It's really about mindset. If my mind decides to only focus on the negative, then I will perceive everything around me as negative. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and let me know what the little things are that you appreciate in life. I will talk to you guys very soon, and I will complete my list of things that I appreciate in another episode. And thank you so much for listening. I will see you guys next week with another episode of Young Adult Problems. Bye.